welcome, welcome, welcome back. Welcome, welcome, welcome back. Welcome back to WPX3 Radio Cast. This is your humble host, brother, friend, Maku, monarch, potentate, God, one of many who have come to this reality where we exist in multi-dimensional realms such as YouTube, Facebook, this reality, the inner galaxies, the outer galaxies, and far in the furthest reaches of time and space, we exist. Greetings to all, and whatever perspective greeting you subscribe to. Assalamu alaikum, konnichiwa, rahubet, hotep, Islam, shalom. Let me hop right into it, y'all. Make sure y'all follow me. I got a lot of new pages. Y'all know that Facebook, Instagram, and all the other satanic networks do not want me to disturb their programming that they have in store for the public. They do not want this message to come out in no way, shape, form, and fashion. Now, I know we have a lot of topics to discuss. I'm getting to them soon as possible, and I want to give everybody my thoughts and how I would respond to particular topics. And all your concerns, I want to be able to address them and give you some insight on those particular concerns that you have about these topics. So, with that being said, we're going to be talking about drinking water. Not only just drinking water, but the waters that are in nearly every plumbing system. It's being filtered and into your homes, and what to do about it. How do you minimize the effects of the chemical intrusion that is happening under your noses that you are oblivious to? So we want to bring some light to that. I'm gonna shed some light on that today because I was doing a build on my Snap, just going over all the little things that I've gotten through the week, all the things we've been preparing for this hoax and how the general public is going to respond to it, the so-called virus. And I want to tell you, the best way you can prepare for this is the same way that you should be preparing for any other type of infection, including the common cold, which the coronavirus is pretty much the common cold. A mutated version of the common cold, allegedly, right? Which is what? The flu, etc. So with that being said, I'm gonna kill the beat. Make sure y'all go check out W Funk Productions by Naga. I'm gonna try to make this video not too long, so we're gonna hop right into it. Let me speak to y'all about chlorine. So chlorine is a chemical element with the symbol C1. An automatic number 17, the second lightest of halogens. It appears between fluorine and bromine. And let's see here. Fluorine is a chemical element with the symbol F and atomic number 9. This is some heavy stuff. And when I'm reading it, I'm an ex-meathead, so I'm looking, and it seems like a bunch of mumbo jumbo, right? But look at this. Borine, it says, is a chemical element with the symbol Br and automatic number 35. It is the third lightest halogen, and it is fuming red-brown liquid at room temperature that evaporates rapidly to form a similarly colored gas. Okay, so it's a gas. Now, I read that before, that chlorine is gas. Okay? And not only is it gas, but it was it was used as a chemical weapon. Now, you might go, what are you talking about? Chemical weapon? Man, this stuff is in our drinking waters. This stuff is in your pool. You know, a lot of y'all go to vacations. A lot of y'all go into the casino, and the casino got the pool. A lot of y'all go to hotels, and the hotels got pools, and the pools have chlorine in them. Now, chlorine, chemical warfare. And let's take a look. It says here, First World War tech, chlorine gas. Now, I want y'all to just hold that in your mind. But before we go into the whole dangers, right? Let's talk about the so-called explanation given by here we go, New Jersey American Water. So they're gonna pretty much try to explain away or minimize the damage or the damaging effects that chlorine has to your being. So I'm gonna play this video. Give me a second here because I don't want to get hit with copyright violations or anything like that for playing the video. I don't know if they have like some kind of thing where they're with their video, but I'm gonna play it so you can hear the audio. So let me get right to it. We got the video up. It's only a minute long, so pay attention, take notes if you need.
New Jersey American Water, our business is water. One question we're often asked is, why is there chlorine in my drinking water? Chlorine is an important disinfectant that's been...
Now hang on. Did y'all hear that? They said their business is water. Yeah, you hear that? This company is a water company that sells water. Now, we all know that water's free, right? Just common sense. You'd be like, how do you sell something that's free? By adding chemicals, okay? Adding chemicals such as plastic and all these so-called mechanics, you see this, all this stuff that these so-called water companies provide. But let's start that at the top one more time.
New Jersey American Water, our business is water. One question we're often asked is, why is there chlorine in my drinking water? Chlorine is an important disinfectant that's been used in our water treatment process for more than 100 years. Water treated with chlorine is safe for you to drink. Chlorine is added to our water during the treatment process in order to protect customers from harmful viruses, bacteria, and diseases. New Jersey American Water follows all regulatory standards to keep chlorine at minimum required levels in our treated water. We sample and closely monitor our water at various times throughout the treatment process as it travels through our pipes and to your tap. We know some customers might notice a slight chlorine odor or even taste in their drinking water. You can reduce that chlorine taste and odor by either placing water in a glass container and refrigerating uncovered overnight, or simply by adding a slice of lemon or lemon juice to your glass. Learn more about chlorine and the water treatment process at NewJerseyAMWater.com.
So, if you heard that, they're telling you flat out that chlorine is in all these companies' regulatory like standards. It's kind of like the standardized practice to add all these different types of chemicals inside of the water. Okay, now I want to play another video before we get to the chemical warfare type stuff, right? And let me find this video real quick. Is this one, The Real Dangers of Chlorine in Your Drinking Water. This was published 2 years ago, and I want to make sure that these videos get their due and shine. So I'll make sure I'll put a link to them in the in the description box here. Okay. I want y'all to give me some comments. I want y'all to tell me what it is that is on your mental when you hear about this, if you was aware about this, if you wasn't aware about this. And I'm gonna not only, I don't want to scare you, I just want to bring this to your attention so that you can correct yourself and correct your household, because this can save you. Literally, this can save your life. Because right now you are being slowly killed and you don't know it. It's slow, like you're slowly dying and you don't even know it. Like you thinking you're doing everything you could to just live out your life. Most people feel like they're gonna die anyway. So what's a little bit of chlorine, you know? Like most of you are committing suicide. That's what that is. When you refuse to repent and change and do the right thing for your own survival, what that called is suicide. So you know what happens to those who commit suicide, right? Just put that in your mind and put that in your pipe and smoke it. So I'm gonna play this video again. I don't want to get hit with copyright strike, so I'm only gonna play the audio for y'all. But we'll take a listen, and while we're taking a listen, I'll set up for the next part. That you'll see me doing my thing. Actually, I'm put the banner back up now. While you're here, make sure you're checking out the Twitter. You know, Serpent Panther. Serpent Panther, follow me. Check out my IG, which is Kaiser.316. Check out my what is it? Snapchat. You know, check out my Snapchat. Use these little scanners and scan them joints in and get to it. But we're gonna play this video and get right into it. Minus the commercials, you know, minus the commercial breaks. Let's hop right into it now.
When you drink a glass of water, you expect it to be clean, pure, and not contaminated with toxic chemicals, but you may not realize what could be in your water. Chemicals from manufacturing, pharmaceuticals, and who knows what else could be lurking in there. So we've invited...
Hold on. What did you just say? One more time. What did you just say? 17 seconds, he's already going in. Hold on. What did you just say, bro?
When you drink a glass of water, you expect it to be clean, pure, and not contaminated with toxic chemicals, but you may not realize what could be in your water. Chemicals from manufacturing, pharmaceuticals, and who knows what else.
Chemicals from manufacturing and pharmaceuticals. Now, I came across a story like that before where particular states, I'm not sure if all of them, but some states were putting particular pharmaceutical drugs. So sometimes you'll find like things like you know, all kinds of different weird pharmaceutical drugs that are being put into the water supply, right? And just because they fit like the bare minimum where it's not killing you, you know, it's allowed. You know, if it could pass these very baseless standards, you know, by these corporations. The corporation set a standard for itself, and it says, "Hey, I'm not gonna break this standard," but the standard ain't no kind of standard at all. It's just there on paper just to make you feel better. But let's go on and take a listen.
Could be lurking in there. So we've invited Dirk Chamberlain, our independent water consultant, to tell us what to do. Dirk, welcome back.
Thanks, Al. It's great to be here.
Definitely. So every day...
Also, this video only got 113 likes. Ain't that something? 113 likes. It just goes to show you, like, even like this channel got 28,000 subscribers and only 113 likes and only 11,000 views. So this goes to show you where the attention is of the general public. The general public don't want to hear about what can save them. They want to be distracted with love and hip hop. They want to be distracted by bills and money and all kind of other dumb shit. You know, meanwhile, they're slowly killing themselves. Okay? And that's satanic. That is satanic to the core. So let's keep it going.
We're hearing that there's these things in our water and that they're adding even more and more that's really sort of hurting us in our health. So what can we do?
You're right. It is pretty bad. You know, the Environmental Working Group, which is an independent agency that investigates water and stuff like that, tested all the water in every city in Arizona. And you know what they found? They found chemicals that exceeded the federal guidelines just about everywhere. Ooh. So cities all over the state have this stuff in there. You know, there are 86,000 chemicals in use in the United States today, not including the pharmaceuticals like birth control, mood stabilizers, things like that. And, you know, the EPA hasn't added one chemical to their watch list in 10 years. Not one in 10 years. You got to wonder, what are these people doing? You know, you got to figure there's one chemical in that 86,000 chemicals that are used that should find its way into their watch list. So basically what they're saying is we're drinking, bathing, and cooking in water that the government says isn't safe.
That's terrifying, and there's really hasn't been a lot that we could do up to this point, and so far, all we've really done is complain.
Right. And you know what? That's all we can do, because what do we complain about? We complain about the taste. Well, you know what? The stuff, the really dangerous stuff, isn't stuff that you can taste or see. That's the stuff that's going to get you. But you know what? Frankly, if your water tastes bad, there's something in it that shouldn't be, because water without any contaminants doesn't have any taste at all. So if you taste something, there's something in there that shouldn't be. But you know what? Maybe the biggest culprit, the worst offender for taste, is the chlorine that they add to our water to disinfect it. You know, and chlorine has been linked to heart disease, strokes, cancer. You know, it is not the most efficient or the best way to disinfect our water. It's just the cheapest, and that's why they use it. Do you know that you could have more chlorine?
Did you hear that? Oh man, I'm gonna leave the link below, but y'all gotta really just take this in. This video only been seen 11,000 times, only has 113 likes. In fact, it has 11 dislikes, which is hilarious. You know, 11 assholes. You know, but whatever. It's 6 minutes long, so we're gonna ride this out. We're gonna ride. I'm gonna let him just go. I'm gonna let him go. I'm gonna let this dude go, because you know I know that y'all don't trust me, right? And it's because y'all don't trust yourselves. When you look in the mirror, you don't like yourself. You don't love yourself. So when you see me and I look like you, you know, you don't trust me. You don't like me. So how could you ever love me? You know?
In your tap water than you do in your swimming pool.
That's really shocking.
Yeah. When was the last time you were ever tempted to go out and drink your swimming pool water?
Never.
Yeah.
Maybe my dog would do it, but I certainly wouldn't.
Yeah. And you know what? The crazy part is we get 2/3 of our exposure to chlorine when it's absorbed through our skin when we take a bath or a shower. Because we absorb chlorine through our skin 6 times faster than if we were to drink it. Now, you know, that's the chlorine the problem, and we know about the contaminants of the problem. You know, but hardness is a big problem for everybody here in Tucson. So, you know, those scaly white deposits like you see right there on the shower head, you know, and around the faucets and fixtures, it's a never-ending chore to do that. Who likes to do that?
Nobody. And the big red flag to me is that we do have some water systems in our home that really just aren't cutting it. So what can we actually do?
Yeah, I really want
You
to
know
show
what?
y'all that.
If you hate to taste your tap water, maybe you're a little concerned about all the chemicals that they found in all the water all over Arizona, and you don't like fighting the hardness problem. Maybe it's time that you consider getting a whole house water system that treats the water, all the water that comes into your house, not just part of it, but all the water that comes in, takes out the dangerous stuff and cures the bad taste, cures the chlorine you absorb through the skin, gets rid of the hardness problem. And the best one I found is that one that I brought from H2O Concepts.
Well, and it really sounds like the complete solution. And to be that, there have to be certain differences, some big differences from the other systems.
Exactly. And there are, Alex. You know what? That one system is the most complete system of any system on the market. In other words, it takes it gives your water gives you safe, healthy water.
All right. I think we're done. Now, I want y'all to go check out, you know, this system, because I got something, but it's a lot smaller than what this dude's talking about. You know, this dude's talking about how to change your whole house and how to get your house or your apartment or whatever, wherever the fuck you at, townhouse, whatever, and turn that into a space where, you know, it's not as dangerous, you know. Because this chlorine is obviously dangerous, you know. It does a lot of damage. And if you just do just regular search, y'all. Like look at this. Just look at the titles. Dangers of chlorinated pools. Okay. chlorine and exposure concerns. Look at this. Why swimming in pools are not safe. The dangers of chlorines in pools. So it's like, I don't have to do this video. The general public should know because there's multiple studies showing the effects. Not only showing the effects, but you yourself have witnessed the effects on you when you go swimming. Don't your skin get super dry? My skin dries the hell out. My skin dries out and I start looking like a damn prune. You know what I'm saying? I get pale when I hop in a chlorine pool. You can't even stay in the chlorine pool long. You'll fuck around and really hurt yourself. That's why when I was a lifeguard, every so often, right, every like hour or two, we would have to like have like a recess. You feel me? Where we have everybody come out of the pool and they couldn't go back in the pool for like a half hour. You feel me? But that's because the pool used chlorine, and you could not have a big what is it like a big what's the word, exposure to chlorine, because the shit is that dangerous. And it's so dangerous it was used in chemical war. Okay? And I'm trying to pull that up here while I'm talking. Because that was the last part I was gonna take y'all to. There we go. So another video. I'm gonna link this in the in the description. But I'm gonna play it. Let's go. Without the commercial. No commercials here. No commercials here. We don't want your commercials, okay? There we go.
Gas.
Let's run that back.
First World War technology. Chlorine gas. In 1914, a chemist called Fritz Haber offered his knowledge to the German army. He soon began experimenting with chlorine gas to be used in trench warfare. In April of 1915, 150 tons of lethal chlorine gas was used by the German forces against the French army at Ypres. The French soldiers witnessed yellow lime clouds with a distinctive smell of pineapple and pepper slowly drifting toward their trenches. The French infantry assumed that the Germans were merely using a smokescreen at first, until they started to complain about pains in their chest and a burning sensation in their throats. As the realization of a gas attack became apparent, the French ran away from the area, putting a gap in the Allied line. The German army was hesitant to advance forward due to concerns with what the chlorine gas would do to them. This enabled Canadian and British troops to recapture the position before German forces could break through. Chlorine gas would destroy the respiratory organs of the unfortunate victim and lead to a slow death by asphyxiation. Weather was an important factor in gas attacks. When the British Army launched a gas attack on the 25th September 1915, the wind blew it back into the faces of British troops.
That's hilarious.
This was solved in 1916 when gas shells were used with heavy artillery, increasing the range of attack. So, how would you counter a gas attack? At first, Allied troops used cotton pad masks or even handkerchiefs that had been soaked in urine. The ammonia in the pad, it was discovered, would neutralize the chlorine. As the war progressed, soldiers were equipped with gas masks and anti-asphyxiation respirators, which were more efficient means of protection from gas.
Now, gas masks, you thinking mass chemical warfare? What's going on right now? Ain't everybody right now wearing gas masks? Ain't everybody right now wearing masks, medical masks, to keep them away from a biological infection? I was gonna say biological warfare. That's, you know, this is what's going on. But you've been under chemical warfare for 100+ years, okay? Because they put it in your water supply. Do you think they're drinking chlorine like that? Do you think that they're drinking chlorine like that? No, I'm telling you. if you're like over north, especially like over North Minneapolis, where there's more so-called blacks, right? You're getting 10 times the amount that these other surrounding counties, parts of the city, etc., are getting. You know that, right? You know that, right? I think you know that because I know that because I experienced that. I know, when I was drinking tap water, I would notice that the taste of the tap water was different over south than it was over north. I would get a real weird taste in the tap water that was over north. I was like, I wouldn't. Then right after I noticed that, I wouldn't eat food from over there. I wouldn't eat no fast food. I wouldn't eat nothing. I wouldn't go to the grocery store over there. Nothing. I wouldn't get a bottle of water out of the store from over there. Nothing. Because I knew that over north, they were using and still are very much using biological warfare on the population over there, which is mainly so-called black, Negroes, and coloreds. Okay? So, with me saying all this, right? Because we know, or you should know, that I'm a war chief. Like, I'm not a civil chief, even though I try my best to accommodate, with all the civil procedures and things of that. However, you show me where to bust somebody face in, and I get it done. You know what I'm saying? Point me in the direction of who needs to get their face broke. I'm good at that. Okay? I'm good. I'm real. I'm handy. I'm handy with the mitts. I'm handy with the business. That's what I thrive in. Okay? So, I had to get myself abreast with warfare and combat. So I watch and I study a lot about war. And I've studied a lot about the United States warfare in particular. That's how I was able to come in contact with a lot of the information that I know as far as like the history with Abe Lincoln and what he did and the first war, second war. I've been studying wars. So that's how I know that martial law is already in effect. It's always been in effect. You don't have to worry about chemical warfare starting. It's been here. And it's not going anywhere. And if you do not want to, I won't even say if you do not want, matter of fact, if you don't want to fight it out, because right here, you're going to have to fight to survive. You're going to have to come together to survive. You're going to have to stop doing what you're doing. You're going to have to give it all up and repent for survival. Okay? Everything that you have, I'm telling you, you're going to have to look at those new shoes. You're going to have to kiss them new shoes goodbye. You're going to have to sell them joints. You're going to have to get rid of everything that is not essential and get to a space in your mind, in your heart, and find that resolve to weather the storm and fight the fight that will come. Okay? Your survival, your future. Because, the Tammuz are going to have another civil war. Okay? And eventually, you're going to get a knock on your door. And if you can't defend from whoever the fuck is outside, it's going to be a problem. Okay? Now, the Tammuz are already at an automatic disadvantage if they attempt to fight us in a urban jungle type scenario. Okay? They don't know the layout. They can't fight all of us. That's why they're using chemical warfare. That's why they're using psychological warfare. Because they have to neutralize us to be able to control us. Through the media, through all this other stuff. It's all brainwashing. It's all military tactics. That's why the United States military has the biggest part of the budget of the... Let me show you. Because really, what you need to do in knowing anything, you got to follow the money. Let me pull up a graph here of the U.S. budget. And let's see where the money's going. U.S. budget, total yearly budget or total budget. Sometimes it's you asking the right question. You know, you got to ask the right question, and you'll get a favorable response. Total budget, pie chart. Yeah, that's something. There we go. Let me go ahead and flip this over so I can see the screen one more time. Okay, here we go. Oops. Here we go. So, let's follow the bread. Let's follow the breadcrumbs, okay? So, mini, money, mo, catch tiger by his toe. How about this one? Let's bring it up a little bit more, so we could get a good sight of it. Let me also make sure we double checking the source and whatnot. So this says here politifact.com. All right, I could take a PolitiFact. Let me see if we can get this pie chart a little bit bigger. Let's see if we get this pie chart a little bit bigger. Come on, whoever the hell this site is. Let's see that chart. Now, I see some numbers here, but I'm not sure if that's the numbers we're looking for. But anyways, what do y'all think about the video so far? Please comment. Let me know what you think I could improve on. Let me know what topic you want me to cover. Here we go. So we finally got to the chart. So it says here percent of spending, including discretionary and mandatory. Okay. So health. Okay, health is pretty big, 28%. Social Security, 25.3%. Now, why is everybody on Social Security? Because everybody has really bad health. So how is health so much, right? But then Social Security be so much too, right? Because you got all these sick people. So this whoever's running the health is not doing their job. But then you have Defense and Homeland Security. So this is a part of the big three. Defense and Homeland Security gets 16.2% of this chart. They get a huge part on, I would say every chart I've ever seen is usually the Defense Department is the biggest chart, or at least one of the biggest charts there. Point blank period. Now, this is military expenses. See, look at this. Military expenses by country. So this is an interesting chart right here. Let me see if y'all can see this. It says here, the rest of the world. Wow. So this is all these other smaller countries. Or I won't even say smaller, but just use military expenses a lot less. But check this out. So China and the U.S. exhaust so much more than everyone else in military spending. Okay? So if they don't have a war, they're going to make a war, because war makes money. If they could keep a perpetual warfare going on, including against its own, they can cash out. Okay, these military programs, so-called keeping you safe from who? From everyone else. When they're not, they're poisoning you. That's what they're doing. They're poisoning so-called black Negroes and colors. They are experimenting on you, literally, because you're identifying mainly as black Negroes and colors. Okay. Because black Negroes and colors don't have rights. They can operate. They can test on you like the monkeys that you've agreed that you are. Okay, they're like, oh, you want to be a monkey? We're gonna do some testing on you. We're gonna put chlorine in your water. We're gonna sterilize you with fear, biological infiltration and manipulation. You know, and all kinds of other wicked and wild stuff. But with that being said, I'm gonna hold off on all that other stuff that I really want to talk about. I'll hold off and do that when I'm a little bit more prepped. When I get a PowerPoint together here. It takes a while for me to do PowerPoints and things like that. So, you know, please be patient with me. I try to get these videos out as fast as possible, but, you know, be patient. I got a couple initiates that I got to take care of first. You know, I got to take care of the society first. Take care of the society first. Take care of those who are following the society and those who are considering returning to the empire. I have to deal with them first. I have to deal with them first. And I have to deal with you second, you know. And I know it is what it is. But until then, I appreciate y'all for coming through. Make sure you share, like, subscribe, hit that bell to notify you for as soon as I drop another video. I got a ton of subscribers, but no views. So where y'all attention at? Where is y'all attention? See y'all out there. Y'all want to see love and the transgender benders, right? Love and hip hop, love and flip flop. You rather watch that, right? You rather be entertained by 6ix9ine so-called snitching. What? Like you be entertained by that, but you can't come through and build with me, right? And I'm gonna do some videos on that too. You know, about the whole gangster stuff and so-called gangsters, and show y'all just how I really feel about those type of individuals, you know, who so-called claiming that they're in the street life and blah, blah, blah. But soon as you see them interacting with the police, it's yes, sir, yes, ma'am, very polite, very cooperative. Telling you, I'm telling you, you know, when they see the ops, it's always shaking hands. Like, what? You know, I come from a whole nother era of conflict and combat that majority of those are not privy to, right? So I have a much different response. I have a much different, reaction when it comes to a situation of such magnitude. So I appreciate y'all for giving me your time, your attention, and whatever else you have to offer. The doors are open. The doors are open. So, peace, love, and light. White power.